The Army has identified the 5 American soldiers killed when their Black Hawk helicopter went down during a routine peacekeeping mission in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. The Thursday crash took the lives of Captain Seth Vernon Vandekamp, 31, of Katy, Texas, Chief Warrant Officer 3 Dallas Gerald Garza, 34, of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Marwan Sameh Gabor, 27, of Marlboro, Mass., Staff Sergeant Kyle Robert McKee, 35, of Painesville, Ohio, and Sergeant Jeremy Kane Sherman, 23, of Watseka, Ill. They were part of an international contingent that monitors the 1979 Israeli-Egyptian peace agreement. Vandekamp was a doctor assigned to a medical company, according to the Military Times. A French peacekeeper and Czech officer also were killed, and a 6th American on the helicopter was injured and was evacuated to an Israeli hospital. Initial reports said 6 Americans had died. There were no signs of an attack, and officials said Thursday the crash appeared to be caused by technical failure. The helicopter crash occurred Thursday morning in the vicinity of Sharm el-Sheikh. It was caused by technical issues, and involved a Black Hawk helicopter that was a supplying mission of the Multinational Force and Observers (MFO), the Czech Defense Ministry said. Also killed in the crash were 1 French and 1 Czech national, whom Czech authorities identified as Sergeant Michaela Ticha, the first Czech female soldier killed in a foreign mission since the Velvet Revolution in 1989. 1 American peacekeeper survived the crash and was evacuated by Israel Defense Forces to an Israeli hospital for medical treatment, the IDF said in a statement. The MFO oversees the peace agreement reached between Egypt and Israel as part of the Camp David Accords of 1978. The force consists of some 1,150 personnel from 13 countries, including about 450 Americans. Security in the area has deteriorated in recent years amid a campaign of violence being carried out by a local ISIS affiliate that has targeted civilians and government forces. In 2016, after a series of militant attacks, the U.S. moved a large number of forces further south to where it was deemed safer and increased the use of remote technology like cameras to carry out the mission. In a statement, MFO officials said they were deeply saddened by the loss of their 7 uniformed military colleagues who hailed from 3 different countries in total. This included 1 Czech, 1 French, and 5 U.S. MFO members, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of these soldiers at this difficult time, the statement reads. We wish the 1 U.S. MFO member who survived the crash a speedy recovery. A full investigation of the cause of the crash, which appears to be mechanical in nature, has been launched, according to MFO. We greatly appreciate the cooperation and support of Egypt and Israel, MFO also stated in the release. The incident is a reminder of the sacrifices MFO members make in support of the cause of peace. Since 1981, MFO has safeguarded the peace between Egypt and Israel. The administration's recent budget calls for $30 million in funding for MFO, but former Defense Secretary Mark Esper and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley have both informed lawmakers that the U.S. may soon prepare to withdraw its military forces from this mission. Under the guidance of President Jimmy Carter in 1978, Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin and Egyptian President Anwar Sadat signed the Camp David Accords, which called for the withdrawal of Israeli forces from the Sinai Peninsula and an international peacekeeping mission. After the United Nations Security Council failed to oversee the Israel-Egypt peace treaty, the United States became instrumental in creating and maintaining the MFO. The MFO draws most of its budget in relatively equal proportion from the United States, Israel, and Egypt. Last year, the U.S. provided $31 million to the MFO.